if I can just share with you whatever as a brand, whatever we achieved is, everything is possible to be achieved by any one of you and every one of you. My first design project was a spectacular failure. With all the failures, you're learning a lot. You are understanding what you are lacking. You have to be truthful to yourself. It is very, very important, like as a brand on Rahul Mishra, what we believe in. Instead of seeing primary objective of consumption of luxury as consumption, we seek to create a system that explores part of participation.
Come on. Break it down now. Break it down now.
So a very, very warm welcome to all my dear students. I have some of my existing students here and also some new ones who will be joining us in 2026. Can I have a big round of applause for Rahul? It is so fantastic to have him here. Rahul, if you remember our journey, yours and mine, began in some 2006, Lakme, Gen Next, and from there to today, I just so admire your journey, and it was so important for me to have you here so that you could speak to my students. And what an amazing journey it's been. So, guys, once again, it's a pleasure to welcome you to Global Icons Live at Pearl. This series has been created to bring our students into conversation with people who've not only excelled in their fields, but have shaped the way the world understands creativity, enterprise, culture, and leadership. Today, we are honored to have with us Rahul Mishra, one of India's most celebrated global designers. Rahul's work has traveled to some of the most prestigious platforms in the world, including the Paris Haute Couture Week. But what makes his journey extraordinary is not just where his work has reached, it is what his work continues to stand for. Craft, community, sustainability, Indian storytelling, human skill. And that's something I really respect you for, the human bit. And a deep respect for the time, people, and processes behind creation. Today's conversation is titled Creating Beyond Consumption. It is a theme that feels especially relevant at this moment. We are living in a world where everything is moving faster. Trends move faster, technology moves faster, content moves faster, and of course, consumption moves fastest, which is also sometimes a good thing. But meaningful creative work asks for something deeper. It asks for thought, responsibility, imagination, patience, and purpose. At Pearl Academy, this is also central to our philosophy and ideology. We are building the School of Complete Professional, where students are prepared not only with domain expertise, but with the ability to think critically, communicate powerfully, build responsibly, and work with technology, and create impact in the real world. As India's only AI-first design school, we are also asking an important question. As technology transforms the way we imagine, design, and build, what makes human creativity truly measurable and irreplaceable? And I think of no better person than you, Rahul, to explore this with, because your work reminds me of the future of design and how intelligent it is and also deeply human. So Rahul, once again, welcome to Pearl Academy. It is wonderful to have you here with us.
Thank you, all of you, for being here. And what an amazing campus. I really love it. And I want to come back to study again.
Wow.
This is such a wonderful atmosphere over here. And I'm just sharing with you, like, there's a sense of calm, curiosity, and a bit of uncertainty which you can feel a lot of times, and which is not a bad thing. Because, when you look at today's times related to AI, look at dreams, what young people have, I can think about how a few years back when I was studying, how the dreams were there, but at the same time, every morning when you get up, you really feel, oh, it's just a dream. Maybe what is the reality? Where is going to take me in future in my life? And while coming here, I was thinking, if I can just share with you whatever as a brand we have done, whatever we achieved is, everything is possible to be achieved by any one of you and every one of you, whosoever is listening here. It's just a process. A lot of times we always look at, successes where you look at some great show which is happening at some fashion week, or you look at great sale which is happening. But it's as human as I say, for every success, there are 10 failures. And we fail every day still at our office. We are trying some new concept for new show for Paris Haute Couture, which is 2 months away. And the way you all must be scared of submitting your assignments, which might be round the corner, or maybe you might be feeling ki how it's going to happen, how juries are going to take place and all that, or maybe where your first interview, maybe for internship or for first job is going to happen, in the same way we are feeling right now, all of us as collectively, what is going to happen for our upcoming show, how the ideas are going to come to life, because, wherever you are, challenges are always there for you. So now coming back to AI, which you said, I'm the one guy who's complete advocate for using AI, and because of AI, there's a lot of confusion also right now how AI is going to replace humans. But I'm just saying we never design alone. Like as a designer, I have a big team. I have like 10, 12 designers in every department work with me. I've got a good team of craftsmen, seamstresses. I have got a marketing team, everybody. It's like it takes a village to build a brand. And AI is nothing else. It's just like another assistant, which is probably faster, a bit quicker, and can also throw a new point of view, which can scan, probably has got, maybe all of us have got, we have got limited experience of single human being, but AI like Claude, Anthropic, or ChatGPT, or whatever you use it, they might have maybe almost like a quicker version of Google search engine, and also something which can also draw very quick relevance and give you a lot of perspectives. As much as we talk about AI, the good news is we all are here to create a physical product. Whatever sketch you make, you might use, there was a time we were sketching by hand, alcohol markers we're using, or sometimes we're using watercolors to paint. And then happened Photoshop with newer skills, we started doing Photoshop. And people are saying, oh, Photoshop is digitally created sketch, it's not a hand-drawn thing. And then nowadays we sketch on Procreate, on iPads. And now you don't need to sketch, you just do a prompt. And sketch is created by AI. But whatever it is, sketch is just 5% of the journey of making an outfit. Rest 85% is creating a physical sample. You have to create actual product. And that 95% journey will never be replaced. So I would just say, all of you whosoever is listening me here, please work on your craftsmanship. That will never be replaced by anyone. Work really hard every minute you have got here. Work on polishing your skills, working on your skills, because skill set of crafting something, nobody can replace. You must have heard somebody who asked Elon Musk, which is the job which is not going to go out of AI? Is a plumber or maybe a tailor. So all of you should learn how to tailor really, really well. I'm a good tailor.
So, Rahul, thank you. And you've kind of answered a question that I was going to ask you. But Rahul Mishra today, and as everybody knows you, is a big star, global icon. But my question to you, and there are young budding designers here, what drew you to this field? To start this as your life work, to become a designer?
If I go back to my childhood, uh, I was very good at studies, unfortunately. So, one of my dear friend, his name is Piyush. So he also lives in Gurgaon. He recently sold his, solar power company, O2 Power, to Jindals. The company was sold around $2 billion and everything. So recently he was at home and we were discussing about few ideas which you can work together on. So this guy was the reason why my father was always angry at me because he was a topper. He would always be, we were studying a UP board in Kanpur. And this guy constantly, he topped 10th board, topped 12th. And because of him, I had to also pursue coaching for IIT, which I most of the time have bunked. And it was very difficult for me to tell my father that I wanted to be an artist or a designer, maybe. So recently somebody was asking me, when I came to Delhi, I was filling form for every possible college. I had no idea what was going to happen. I gave exam for NIFT, Pearl, NID, College of Art, Indian Institute of Mass Communication, National Institute of Drama.
You didn't
I
miss
s-
anyone.
I said I would do anything not to study science further. But I graduated in physics and chemistry and all that. But it's quite useful right now, actually, whatever we do today. The science comes really handy, the geometry, understanding of everything comes really handy.
I agree. So that's your journey. And then after your physics and chemistry came design?
Yeah, so, even at college like NID, I spent, again, I'm not saying that all of you need to spend that time in the campus. Pearl is also very expensive and design education was far more cheaper at the point in time. So I spent almost 7 years on the campus. So 7 years on the campus, doing everything possible. So I did product design to furniture making to graphic design, a bit of apparel design also. So that was the whole idea. And then I became first Gen X designer to start showcasing at Fashion Week. And yeah, that's how the journey began.
Thank you, Rahul. So one thing that I really feel, your work has a lot of heritage, Indian heritage, yet it's so global. You're there at all the global platforms, and so it's a very intrinsic and a very aesthetic mix of both. So what is it that helped you find your creative voice, and what would you advise the young designers here? Should be their creative voice, and what should they strongly believe in?
Okay, I'm sharing something with you all so that you all realize that how human my approach had been. Uh, my first few projects were really like I would have not scored any marks on those. My first few projects, first year at an ID went just like that, and everybody was saying that you're just wasting your time here. My first design project was a spectacular failure because I did a project I did almost a uniform kind of project for people who visits jungle safari somewhere and all that. Really bad project, like such bad sketches that I would never share with anybody. But with all the failures, you're learning a lot. You are understanding what you are lacking. You have to be truthful to yourself. Then what happened? Then one of my teacher, he gave me, one state was given to everybody. And in my batch, people who had to design for college students in Delhi were far more happier than me because I had to do something for Kerala.
Okay.
So, not looking down upon, but for fashion, I really thought I wanted to have a better university to choose from. But that faculty was really strict, did not allow me to change, and I had complete darkness. I almost cried also about it. But
That's very sweet, huh?
but then I tried to find a way around it. So Kerala reversible collection happened, which is where because my initial journey of learning about tourists, what tourists expect and all that, I made reversible clothes. Then I started understanding craft and culture, spent 1 month over there in the villages. That somehow, I always say as a designer, I was born in south of India, that's Kerala. So that gave me good sensibility. Like, it might, you might sound very esoteric when you say that, a good idea can change the world. And I really saw that happening for me
Really?
as well as for craftsmen.
Okay.
So that is a good idea can change everything. So you have to have, perseverance, patience long enough in your life. I would say as young people, guys, don't feel disheartened. You might come from some rich families, somewhere father might have given you 2 3 years to prove something. Don't go with this. I think buy more time, keep striving more, stay hungry, and you never know when your time comes, when it clicks what you're doing. But be true to yourself in terms of your learning, in terms of your thought process, in terms of what you create.
I think the nuggets that Rahul has just shared with all of you is something you should really imbibe. There is no shortcut to hard work, perseverance, and of course, believing in yourself. So, quickly coming to the topic of today's conversation, of course, which is creating beyond consumption in today's world where everything is so fast. Consumption is, like I said, the fastest. What do you believe about it? And what would you advise the students about that?
I think it is very, very important, like as a brand at Rahul Mishra, what we believe in, instead of seeing primary objective of consumption, of luxury as consumption, we seek to create a system that explores part of participation. When we are in India, we are talking about a country of 1.5 billion people, and out of which a large population, which is around 50 million plus people, they are craftsmen. Anything you create, you think about how it can involve them, how it can create a lot more opportunity, as an idea. In that way, design becomes far more bigger, powerful tool to create a better world, better society. And second thing is also, I really feel there's too much out there in the market which already exists. Why do you have to create what already exists? I think that's where the idea is strive for a new voice, a new purpose. And I always say, uh, you know, uh, again, I'll just distance myself from just being a fashion designer. I want to ask all of you, just ask yourself this in a very honest way. So, what you are, everybody knows. Every being on the planet knows about what they are. Probably a mosquito also knows what it is.
Exactly.
And all of us, we get awareness about it, what is happening to us very early. As a child, you start crying when you're hungry, and you have the awareness. Then comes how. How is for which you come to school, college. From day one, you're taught how to write A, B, C, D, how to learn, how to pronunciate it, how to differentiate colors. These all are man made concepts. When you think about this color, this being black, if it was some other name, we would have learned that also because that's how it's taught. Today, you are Pearl Academy, you are taught how to cut a pattern, how to design a good product, how to design a good pitch, how to sell something. From MBAs to everything, everywhere chasing how to crack a sale. And I'm sure about management will also have how to achieve your targets,
Absolutely.
how to make this institute run in a better system, better way. And if I tell you what 100% people understand, how maybe 50% people figure out really, really well. That's why in your class, some of the toppers who figure out how to write a good essay or how to understand a theorem, how to understand a concept, they are able to crack maybe IIT, maybe they are able to crack IAS also. But this why is something which only 1% people get it. See it from that lens. What is the purpose behind doing what you do? What is the large purpose? I always believe, like all of us, whosoever is here right now, if you can find a true purpose in a life, that is where you will become what you really dream of becoming. You have to find your calling. So it may sound very cliche I say stay hungry, stay foolish, stay curious till the time you don't find it. So that is where you have to look beyond, what is pretty obvious. How do you find that? The day you find it, it does not matter that your turnover is not going to matter to you, the number of sales is not going to matter to you. You will create for your own satisfaction, for what is bring to people, what creates a movement, and that's how cult is created. I think that's the difference between, when you look at Mahatma Gandhi, he understood why, or Einstein understood why.
Yeah.
So, and I really feel like with this crowd of maybe 500 people here,
Yeah.
anyone can be that. But it's just about knowing why, which is like a deep calling from within, which aligns your heart, head, and hand together.
Very well said, Rahul.
So I say your action, your karma, what you do with hand, and your conscience also.
Yes, that's very profound. Plus, do give it a thought. So, Rahul, we've been speaking about it earlier as well. At Pearl Academy, we are creating the complete professional. And we believe that a complete professional, other than having the domain expertise for which they've joined Pearl, which could be communication design, fashion design, product design, business, interior design, any one of these courses. So that is the domain. But the complete professional should know three more things which are important. One is AI, and we say we are the AI first design institute. Life skills, which are very important, empathy, understanding, a lot of those skills which are very, very important. So we have a live design studio, and we also have an entrepreneur incubation center called Runway. So these four elements together build the complete professional. What do you think a design student requires to be a very talented professional or a complete professional?
Again, I'll go back to that. It's a calling. What is it calling? What is that which makes you emotional about things? It's, in our life, a lot of time at the age you guys are in, a lot of times you will fall in love. But falling in love with what you do is the most important thing. That's something to stay with you forever. Beyond your life partner also. So finding true love in what you do, wherever you are from, wherever you are, I think that's something which is important calling. And that's where, you will be able to answer your why and whatever profession you are, because that keeps pushing you. And even you start at a very, very primary level, because your hunger to do more is going to take you so far away that you may be best in the world. It cannot happen without that madness. Often I say, the founders are delusional about themselves. This why is not a logic. It somehow creates a delusion about yourself. You are so obsessed with the thought, what do you want to do in your life? What do you want to achieve? Maybe you're a team member. Maybe you want to see yourself excel in certain area. Not everybody may not be entrepreneur, but still you make so much of larger impact on system. I think that is where I really believe it's just one life all of us have got. It's like one life. We all have to make it count. And whatever you do, like whether you, like today you might be designer and you might say, oh, it's not my cup of tea. My calling is somewhere else. I just told my family I want to be designer, but I'm not enjoying it. Find your true love, whatever you want to do. And that's the best way of looking about it. And that's what the colleges does to you. They, when you come to your college, you come with a thought process. You have got a role model in mind. You want to be like somebody. But over there also, you explore a lot of things. You are often very confused. You have lack of clarity. Lack of clarity is not a bad thing. Lack of clarity means I'm going to explore a lot of things. I will still keep exploring until that I don't find my true thing. I'm not going to settle down. It's the same thing about finding a life partner, but I think finding your right profession is something which may be beyond your like after you're gone. Also, people remember for your profession, not for who you got married with and all that. you know. So that's how important it is.
Okay, I still associate Divya only with you. So one quick thing, and which I've been thinking about a lot when I see you and your journey. You've really taken India on the global stage, and it makes us all very proud also to see you there. What do you think is something that the designers of today and tomorrow should aspire for?
You know, I always believed when we think about India and international, we always think about almost two planets.
Okay.
One is India and other one international.
Okay.
International, nothing else is 180 more countries like India put together.
Yeah.
And as a fashion designer, as a filmmaker, as any profession, we want to create largest impact. Even for my team, if design team or PR team, anybody who's just interacting with local people, within Delhi, I'm interacting with 50 people, that's your own well. Mm-hmm. And, when you grow, you are interacting with people from every country, and that's what everybody wants in life. So I really feel, when you think about global, again, we as a group, we do not think about ourselves like that. Mm-hmm. We just think about, we are designers, we are doing our job, and we are showcasing at platforms of our choice. Whether we are showcasing Mumbai or showcasing Paris, doesn't matter. And when we are showcasing over there, whosoever likes us, they will just like us. So it's the craftsmanship. I'm giving you a story.
Okay.
We did this beautiful piece like my friend Lord Roach, so he called me one evening. He said, brother, can you please make something for Ariana Grande? I always ask, how much time do you have?
Okay.
Because we are the slowest possible designer anybody can handle. He knows it really well. So every time whenever he calls me, he always has 2-3 months of time. Because that's how long we take to design anything. So it was like release of this new movie, which was where I had to create an Emerald City. So we both exchanged a few ideas and all that. We created garment, and it took us almost like 8 weeks. Normally people do everything in 8 days.
Okay.
For these kind of important things, and we just take a lot of time. So because of that shortcoming, we also miss out, almost, if I say 90% dressing opportunities, because we just are slow.
Is that a good thing?
Something. Yeah, and in a way, it's a good thing. We are very cool about it.
Okay.
We don't get FOMO. We get what do you call JOMO, joy of missing out.
Okay, that's a good one.
So the idea is when we delivered the garment, next day I got a phone call from I woke up, I saw a missed call from a US number. I called back that Ariana Grande, she was talking to me. She wanted to talk about how fabulous the piece looks like. And she kept talking for like good 10 minutes, just talking about how did you achieve it? How was it created and all that. And I really thought, a girl who has got every brand trying to dress her, impress her through everything, after getting a simple corset, she might be the busiest star in the world. She's calling me personally to have a word about how it was created. I think that's power of true craftsmanship, which India is able to deliver to the world. We have to start believing we have been dressing the world for last 200, 300 years from Chin's period. And if world is acknowledging it today, it does not mean world is getting dressed from today. Entire world has been dressed by India for a long time. When we showcase a haute couture week, 90% clothes are made in India. They are hand embroidered in India, which are showcased on the runway. So embroidery alone cannot set you apart. Craft alone from India cannot put you apart from anywhere where everybody has got access to Indian craft. So what we have to do, we have to bring a storytelling, we have to bring our own self. That's how it is.
That's so beautifully put together. I think I've asked a lot of questions. I have, like you said, so many students, and they must be having many questions in their mind. So I'm going to hand it over to you guys for your questions.
Hello. Firstly, I would like to say that I adore you and your works ever since I was 14 years old. And ever since I got, attracted to this field, particular field, I have been adoring you. And right now, you just said you also work with Ariana Grande. I'm also her big fan. I wanted to ask you, as a person who is very imaginative and somebody who also gets distracted very easily, I wanted to ask you, where do you get started? Like, how do you get started first? Like, in my mind, I have a lot of ideas, but when I sit down and try to do that, I get distracted and my mind gets actually cluttered. And this is what we were talking about right now. Personally, I want to ask you, how do you bring your ideas to life and how do you get to the end point that, okay, now this is what I'm satisfied with, or this is how it can be modified? Thank you.
It's very interesting. What happens like when you are working on any idea? Distraction is part of journey because we all have to act like a sponge to attract a lot of juice to be able to deliver it better. So I think a lot of times, if you're not sensitive enough, if you're too thick-skinned, you'll not get inspired by anything. So I think you have to be emotional enough. Maybe it's just walk in a park when you're looking at a cloud. Maybe it's a brief, which is like that. And I really feel if I have to give example, whenever we look at our every collection, like right now I'm in the process of making a collection, we have two to three different moods, ideas and all that, which we start working upon. Because we have larger team, we are able to do that. Ideally, it should be one idea. When we start working on it, we start thinking about it, we do brainstorming. Sometimes we use AI also to see, what do you think of this idea, if anybody else has done it in the world or not. AI is a very good tool to do research about, how unique your vision is. Because it looks like somebody, then AI will flag it right away.
Yeah.
That's also something which is a nice internal exercise. And then we start looking at creating like different narrative and all that. And often that one typical idea clicks. Like for example, I've just shared with you, there was a collection we have done called We the People. We the People happened in the year because how politics of it inspires you. We the People were conceived at the time when general elections were there in India, in a country. And because general elections were there were a lot of talks because we do have in a studio people from different faiths.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They are the backbone of everything. So we started asking ourselves, because election time, who we are. Whatever garments you're making, what does it reflect? What is about that garment? So that is where We started working on taking interviews of all the people who were working with us. We started drawing the caricatures. And while we were doing the caricatures, actual motives, actual things started happening where garment became almost like a work in progress. This was spring 23. And during general election, because the mahal was like that. So a lot of times they can be a political satire, or I have seen this beautiful, documentary on Chernobyl. That gave me thought about creating a collection of Pale Blue Dot, where, a deserted city without lights, where foliage grows, nature grows, and all those kind of things. Then after that, what happens? Like a recent collection, which is about 5 elements, or before that, we talk about 9 stages of love.
Yeah.
In both the collections, when we think about a concept, you need to have a 360-degree approach. Look at politics of it. We look at science behind it. We look at sociology, social customs behind it. We look at stories behind it, poetry behind it, art behind it. So that's why Klimt happened. Because, when we are representing stage of love, there was this strange stage called obsession. Obsession in love, I was not finding right way of representing it. Either it was a color where red can also be there, maroon can be there, but it's a very subjective.
Yeah.
That's why we started actually studying artist's life. Klimt in 23, how he lived, how he was. He had, 4 female friends who he painted in one of the paintings. And then we also thought about, we had those, so there were 3 blonde, one was black-haired girl, but all white in his painting. So we created a center space where we put a black model over there on the runway, as if like Klimt is redrawing the painting, which is more inclusive. So a lot of these things, they happen because and this also happens in experience. You start looking at art, culture, history, philosophy, and even if you do a collection of water, just one subject should give you a lot of idea about it, like how water behaves. How does it fall? Where does it get blue color from? It's somehow understanding everything about it. That's why I say inspiration is something where you get obsessed about. And you've got 3-4 months to study all that.
Fantastic. I follow your Instagram and I know how beautifully these stories translate. You do it beautifully, or whoever does it for you. But it's fantastic. Any other questions? Lots of them. Okay.
Hello, sir. So basically, you told that you spent 7 years in the campus exploring different aspects of design, like product designing and everything. Why fashion designing?
I wanted a filmmaker in the beginning, but I was not good enough to apply for filmmaking at an ID because I'd done science graduation. So only one subject was there for apparel design. And during that time, I did everything, I did product and all that. And recently I built my first architecture home also, because I love, different part of design. I design furniture, I do everything right now. So because of my personal love about it, so I would a lot of time I would relate to this Amir Khan's character in 3 Idiots. वैसे ज्ञान हर जगह बट रहा है, स्कूल ड्रेस की ज़रूरत है, हर क्लास में आके बैठ जाओ. तो I would go to every class, and you know what? At that point in time, everybody's work was inspiring me. There were amazing product design students over there. There was somebody has done beautiful color composition. I would just look at it, stare at it for hours, for sometimes days, keep coming to that studio and just to see how they are doing it. Somebody has created a piece of furniture that was really beautiful. So, and also that time at an ID was when none of us had laptops. So we would go to this computer studio, or we spend a lot of time in library. When you go to computer lab, So everybody was working on diploma project, and I was not doing diploma project at the point in time. I was still go and sit with seniors and look at what they are doing, why they are doing it, and idea is you have to be just curious. And today's times, we all have got this amazing screen, so we are not looking around too much. And the worst possible thing is Instagram, because of all settings, algorithm, everything, it only throws what you start consuming. It somehow studies a pattern, which is even worse. Because I really feel like it should also create some surprises. Some new areas it should open for you. And that's something which is also big problem with Pinterest, with every platform. Then whatever you access for one day, they will keep giving you the same data. So a lot of time, we get too limited within ourselves. I think biggest strength is if you're curious about everything.
So you can say that you're very versatile and you like to be, like exploring things and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Without any reason, I'm studying a black hole, and I will not able to do anything with that. So, black holes are something which I'm trying to look at right now. Singularity. My favorite subject right now is to understand how the universe is created. Keep wondering how light travels. Like for example, light takes 8.3 minutes to reach to us from sun. And you have to wrap your head around it. So how much time it takes for light to reach to us? With our clock, it takes 8.3 minutes. In human respect, relatively. So Einstein said anything which travels the speed of light, time does not tick for it. So for light, Big Bang happened now. And beyond now, there's no past, present, or future. So, when you're curious, it kind of inspires you. It's like, so that's what happens to me.
Thank you so much.
This is reality. It's not philosophy. So in a way, there's no concept of time in wide scale of universe. We see time. In human respect, universe was born 13.8 light years back. But for light is traveling everywhere instantly without any lag of time. If you understand Einstein's
I'm going to study a bit more on this. I'm finding it very interesting. But something that I wanted to add to what Rahul said, about the different domains, that the questions that you asked. So the interesting thing for us at Pearl is that because we have so many domains, fashion, interior, communication, business, so it just makes it, and product design as well. So interdisciplinary learning is something which is embedded in our curriculum, and I feel that really adds a lot of value for the student.
And you've got sales and marketing also.
Yes, absolutely. That's
equally
part of
important.
business, and also a live design studio and the other
Nice.
departmental thing. But this, so for example, an interior designer, product designer, a communication designer, or fashion designer, a business student, they all sit together and work on a project. And that learning, is so immense for all of them. So that's something I feel that adds a lot of value to every student who comes here. When you talked about you studied so many disciplines, that's why you have somebody who designs beautiful furniture as well as beautiful garments and whatnot.
I wanted to ask you, you have represented India on a global level so beautifully. You make us so proud. I wanted to ask that what do you feel about the cultural appropriation that India suffers from now? The Scandinavian scarves, the Kolhapuri chappals. How do you see it when our crafts are taken away from us by these big global brands and not credited?
There's always a better side of it. Like recently, I looked at what Prada is doing. They have adopted some people. They are working with them. A lot of the Kolhapuri chappals are being made in India. Thank God. Design team really took it up. Otherwise, we would have never seen the worth of it.
Yeah.
A lot of times we need to also understand we ourselves are not valuing till the time West does not validate something.
That's
And then,
so beautifully put, yeah.
then we talk about, cultural appreciation, everything. I think it's also appreciation of the beauty of design. I think a lot of times, all of us need to also start valuing it a lot more. Like, for example, think like that. All of us, when we think about when we spend our hard-earned money, most of the buyers within India also go for the cheap quality 1 lakh rupee bag which has got monogram. That's not luxury. So most of the people, they will still do the first shopping as luxury would be that. So again, we all are victim of marketing. We all are victim of all the positional psychology which brands play with our thought. And I really feel like all of us, we need to evolve out of it. But at the same time, I must also share, women in India especially, they are the heroes, true heroes of craft, because they have valued craft always. They have understood the beauty of a Banarsi weave or Kanjivaram textile.
Yeah.
And they, Patola, they made all the tradition, all the craftsmen survive all this while. I don't think, designers like me should be credited for this, because I think these generations old traditions are valued by the consumers. And that's where consumers need to understand. You have to invest into idea of true luxury, which is slow, which is sustainable, which creates a positive impact on society, rather than, a lot of times what happens, like when you shop a bag, a monogram bag, when you wear a monogram t-shirt, you wear it to show it to other people. There's hardly any purpose beyond that. What is the big purpose? How many people does it employ? You harden money. If you should always ask, all of you, whatever buck you are spending, whatever money you're spending, even if 25% of it is going to actually person sitting in a village who needs that really, really in his life, I think we need to start valuing our money a lot more than falling prey for anything.
There are many, many, Rahul, you have to tell me how many we can take. There's something very interesting that you told me, that even 2 students here are inspired. That'll be a very big thing for all of us.
Firstly, I really admire your work, sir, and it feels surreal to talk to you right now. But as you said that AI is just one part of the team, right? But in various ways it helps us. And I feel that relying on it more is a risk to weakening the human creativity. And don't you think it will hamper the authenticity, what our creative minds hold?
I will give you example. AI, what is happening today is almost like in late, I would say late 18th century, like visualize a time of 1890 or 1875, that kind of time. Most of the painters why they were going to painting school, why they were studying with Da Vinci and everybody, because all the rich, all the kings and queens would call them to paint fresco on their wall. Go to Mandava, all those areas. All the artists were getting paid for painting fresco on the wall, everything. Or Mona Lisa is nothing, it's a rich person's wife for which Da Vinci got money, paid for that. Suddenly photography got invented, and all the artist community would have thought, what is going to happen?
Yeah.
Who's going to buy, who's going to ask us to create painting? They will print the paper, they will create a wallpaper, digital printed. But it did not take away value of art. I think when you look at some of the art pieces, when you look at art colleges, it has just increased. More mechanized the process gets, much more valuable it's going to be for human thought, human endurance. Humanity has got far more value. Today, we are in intermediate state right now. where actually, if you understand it, I don't want to sound socialist or philosophical or overly entrepreneurially, in ability in that way. But you look at the idea of education in India, anywhere, is just to not create thinkers. We are creating people who can fit into a system and serve. We all are being created like that. So I really feel AI is going to bring about a bit of change like that, where all of us are going to have a lot more free time to able to give to ourselves, which we really require. And at the same time, human creativity, it might be a golden era of human creativity, where everything handmade, everything independent will be appreciated more. And appreciation, when you think on money, is just one part. There are lot many things which are associated with art. So I'm very hopeful about it. And AI is something nobody can stop it. It's happening at rocket speed. It's just taking momentum right now. We have to embrace
yes,
it.
Sorry, sir. I agree with you, but what are some other sources other than AI? What are the other sources we can use to like rebuild what we
I would
like
say,
our creativity?
don't think AI like a source. AI is just like internet. When you can search on Google and you find answers, but you find buckets of thousands of answers, links which come, you do not know which way to go. AI is acting like a sophisticated engine which have seen the problem, they are going to solve it. There are going to be a lot of issues with people who are into coding, people who are creating digital versions. But at the same time, like recently, I was watching this amazing film. Have you seen Spider-Man and Spider-Verse, that animation? Yeah, beautiful mix of CGI, hand painting, everything, and it looks so cool. And a little bit of pop art was also there. Everything was there. So it is almost like melange of multiple things which are happening over there. And it's an Academy Award winning film, and it was one of the highest grossing film. It grossed like that because somebody by hand created those frames which were moving. So I think all of us should understand, when everything is polished, what is the value of a character which looks like he's right out of a poster, he looks very 2D. When everything is three-dimensional, two-dimensional things which looks very primitive, they get far more appreciated also at the same time. So all of us need to keep retaining our skills and keep believing in that idea.
Thank you so much, sir.
Very warm greetings of the day, ma'am and sir. The question that I have right now is, you as a great designer showcasing at places like Paris Haute Couture and creating garments as grand as that. That is a couture level garment, but I want to ask that, what do you look forward while creating garments for your RTW line through a few?
So a few something which we have been working for last 2-3 years of time. But before that, as Rahul Mishra, we were a ready-to-wear brand. We won Woolmark Prize. We showcased at Paris Fashion Week calendar till 2020. And I would have continued doing 4 seasons in Paris, but it just takes too much of effort, especially when you are not based out of Paris, you're based out of India. You have to fly the entire village to Paris. So we moved out of calendar. So a few lies at that, the way name also suggests, is a few familiar silhouettes with a few, Rahul Mishra details. That's the whole idea is. And it's a separate design team, separate thinking. And potentially we really look at this is something which wherever we have sold it across the globe, it has been sometimes the best-selling brand at a department store across all brands. So we have got very good reviews about it, very good retail feedback. So I really feel like this is a brand which couture is something which can say hello, but a few is something which is going to get accessibility and scale at the same time.
Thank you.
But that's also quite handmade in its own way.
I know.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Hello, sir. So I really adore your brand, the way your brand works. I'm a second year design student, and I wanted to ask, as a new designer, how do we work as a sustainable and slow brand in this fast-growing industry? Because there's such a high demand. So how can we act as a slow brand and also succeed in it?
I think right now, don't try to look for so much clarity. It is nice that you have so many questions. Stay curious, find your grounding, and polish your skills. Spend as much as time at, on your machine tailoring. I would say that if you tailor really well, do pattern making, do tailoring, do draping, as much as possible. Although your college offers AI, what AI allows you now, less time on screen. Because you could do the same search, you can create write-up without spending nights looking at Google, trying to take out few things and all that. You can get data very fast. So take AI as an opportunity so that it takes time away from screen and you can work on your skills. And then after that, try to find a place where you can work with a brand which you really like the most. Work for some time over there so that you can learn the skills, you can learn everything, you can learn what it takes, or you may also discover, outer surface sustainability, from inside nothing is sustainable, maybe. So the idea is, it is nice to right now not focus so much on one area, what you want to do. Just enjoy the process of making clothes. If you are making clothes, so you're designing, and also at a college like Pearl, if all of you don't stay in your group of fashion design people, it's better to have a group from somebody who's learning product design, somebody who's learning animation, somebody who's learning on marketing, business. Because if I just be very honest to each other, because I was studied very recently. So even if we spend 3 hours of quality time dedicated to our subject, that's good enough time. I'm for 100% dedication, without looking at a phone, without talking to anybody. Just 3 hours to 4 hours is good enough productive time to achieve what you desire to do in your own course. Then rest all time you should divide, focus on finding other things which are more interesting.
Hello, sir. This is Aryaki Verma from Fashion Communication Department. So we all know that your collection is beyond just a piece of cloth. It's almost like a experience, and it's storytelling, it's emotion, it's art. So while you are starting with your collection, do you first think like a designer, an artist, or a storyteller? Or does any of this approach overpower your thought system?
I think, when I start working on a collection, I'm most scared person. I'm most vulnerable. I'm almost like what you would be on first day in your college, when you do not know where to go, what you got to achieve. I'm not a confident guy at that point in time. I'm the least confident guy. I have no idea. So I really look at different kind of ideas, stories, images, then sit with the team. A lot of times, my team has to pull me in. You have to sit the meeting. We are just 3 months away, 1 month away. And sometimes, this is a problem with all of us. We often wait for ideas to happen before you start the work. Whereas if you start work, whatever stage you are, ideas happen to you. So that's why I'm sharing with all of you, like, let's put a head down, keep working. This is the best time in life where you don't have to earn something. You're not working for a company where you got certain targets. You're not working for anybody. Like today, even I don't have the freedom what you guys have. I have to work. We have to worry about paying salaries. We have to pay for everybody. We have to look at increments. we have to look at there are a lot of dynamics. to run an organization. And then you are being pulled by, I remember on this Monday I had to speak at FICCI because FICCI has got annual general meeting. Then I'm being pulled somewhere by some person, or it might be a meeting with Reliance, it might be board meeting, or it might be my accounts team who wants to play cricket outside in the ground in front of my factory. So, today at least you guys have complete control on whatever you guys are doing. So best way is to just keep working on your skills. And skills happen by doing more, not by doing less. Stop dreaming, start working.
Thank you, sir. I have one more question out of curiosity, being a fashion communication student. If any of your collection were to be a film, what genre of cinema would it be? Because you also mentioned your interest for filmmaking.
So last season when I was making Becoming Love, I was watching this song Satrangi Re for many years. And I showed that song to Dishiv while we were driving back from Mandava 3-4 years back. I said, I really like, but how do we achieve it in clothing without getting inspired by the song and things like that? And yeah, Becoming Love was a beautiful journey. And towards the end of it, because love, in a way, last stage of love is represented with death. And death is not death of love. That's why I realized with personal loss in my life, I lost my father. And I realized, this whole idea of love transforming into something else. When a person is gone, the love is more, and then it transforms into memories. It's love which is a lot more pure, beyond that. So when you look at that kind of collection, I really feel it's almost like a person's journey. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, sir. So as you said that you should be curious. So from a student's perspective, if we are continuously getting failures and we just think that let's wrap the design up just for the deadline, how do we continue to stay curious?
How expensive is your school fee here? Repeat a year.
It's quite expensive.
Quite expensive. Okay. So, I also failed, so I can't really tell you anything. I failed multiple times. I used to remember this Anuj was on faculty, Anuj Sharma, and he took a project as sportswear, my first project. I do so badly at that. So, रात में जब मैं basketball खेल रहा होता था, I used to leave the ball, hide myself somewhere because he used to ask for where's the submission. So I've gone through all that. And that's also part of life. Like, failing is not a bad thing if you are not trying to escape it. I think face it sometimes, face a failure, keep creating, keep doing. I think all of us, we start somewhere. And more quickly we do many trials, much better we are likely to get at overcoming of failures.
Thank you so much.
It's like simple thing. You do a 3-pointer for basketball, and I'm sure you may not able to, if you have never played basketball, first time you're holding basketball in your life, it might take you 1,000 attempts before you do first basket. And it's your choice. You want to do 1,000 attempts in a day, or you want to do it in 1,000 days. So the success and failure is all on to you.
Yes.
My question is, do you separate the art from the artist? What you make, do you associate it to yourself? And do you ever fully satisfy yourself or do justice to yourself?
Let's face it, I've got a team of thousands of people who work together with me. So nothing is my personal art. Everything is co-created by a community of people. And that's how I look at it. So it might be idea, even if I take credit for it, if I don't take credit for it, if I give credit to my team or whatever I do internally, that's something which is all human nature, how we all behave. But yeah, ultimately, it's a group of people. If all of us who are putting their heart, soul, everything onto it, and that's how it moves. So I think you may treat like yourself as a director who makes a film. A lot of time director gets credit for a great film, for a good film. So if a collection is doing well commercially, creatively, you get praised for this. If it is not doing well, you will get, not really good press for it. So it's fine.
Well, starting out is scary. So, do you think you would call your failures yours, a part of you?
I think everything is part of the game, so it's fine. This one beautiful quote again from one film I watched some time back. It was played by Robin Williams. I forgot the name of the movie, which says like, again, it's very philosophical. Again, all of you are very young, so it's not about that. But he says like, don't worry too much in life. None of us have got really long to live on the planet. So that's how it is. So, theek hai.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. So first of all, it's a very big moment for me to be standing here and talking to you. So my question is that today the design industry is extremely competitive, and as young designers, it's very easy to fall into self-doubt and constantly compare yourselves with other designers. So how did you personally learn to handle competition and stay confident in your own creative voice in your time, like when you were a young designer?
He's still a young designer. You have such a huge fan following here, Rahul.
So even today, if I say, as she said, I'm still a young designer, I doubt myself 5 times in a day. And 5 times in a day, I am overconfident about myself. Sometimes I really feel, oh my God, I don't think it's going to work, whether it's time or something. On other hand, maybe sometimes one message, one email away, you start believing that you are the best in the world. Or, so this is how human mind is. So it's not just happening to you. This feeling will stay with you all your life. What is happening right now to you, you are feeling fine, world is very cruel to me, or how will I make a mark in the world? I'm very vulnerable. It's a field full of competition. And this happens to us every day. It's just that you know how to cope up with this. How do you distract yourself whenever you are feeling underconfident? And how do you, because again, the best medicine is to start working.
Okay.
That's how I always say, whatever negative you're feeling, whatever you're going through, I'm sharing with you this, like I did my pale blue dot collection. It was not even a month after I lost my father. I spent a lot of time in hospital. I was feeling underconfident of the collection. And I want to drop out. And everybody would have said it's very human to drop out. But Divya said, no, Rahul, I think you get pulled into sadness. You will get pulled into sorrow. And she did not say this. She meant it. She said, no, Rahul, you have to do it. And maybe the concept was, at that point in time, it was not that great. She said, you know what, these ideas come once in lifetime. You have to go out and do it. She motivated like that, but deep inside she knew that if I start working, I will overcome any kind of loss, any kind of grief. And this is what I really I'm telling everyone here. We all will go through personal losses, personal lives upside down, feeling upset, feeling depressed. One medicine is go back to what you love the most in terms of your work. If you love writing, go back to that. If you love drawing, go back to that. Whatever you like, just go back to that. Whatever gives you peace. I think that's the best way of going about in life. And that's how, even today, I do that every day.
Oh, yes, you.
Hello, sir. My name is Koshin. I'm from Fashion Design Department. And my question to you is, Sir, you are a very renowned and celebrated designer. Do you feel pressurized that your particular project or garment has to be a hit always? Because if there are hits, there are misses too. So, do you feel that it it just eats some of the creativity because you have this thought in your mind? At least I have that if my particular project is like very good, so the next project has to be like a hit total. So do you feel this kind of pressure too?
Yeah, very, very good question. So I'm sharing something personal with you all. Right after my show is done in Paris, even with when we are getting best reviews, I'm the more depressed guy on the planet at the point in time. Because one is like something which I was getting up every day, go to the studio, the entire reason, that entire subject is completely gone. It's kind of vacuum for life. If I'm defining 5 elements, maybe that's the only chance I'm doing it in life. And after that, I'm not going to explore more on that. One is that disconnect, because somehow you just reach to climax and suddenly there are credits scene which is going on, the movie gets over. And then you also look at when it gets hit, what is next? And then your butterflies in your stomach, you have no idea how it's going to happen, from where inspiration come from, you have got a zero idea. And if I tell you right now also, I'm very scared, I'm sitting here, but I'm really feeling when I'm going to see my first garment of this collection, which is very, very difficult, which you're working on right now. So yeah, this is a constant that we all are human, we all are same. So all of us are fighting our share of battles internally within us every day. And as I said, when you experienced a bit, you learn to cope up with that and you don't let it impact you. And a lot of times, I must also share this with you because being a responsible person, again, again, I'm not trying to judge anybody who drinks or does anything and all that, but I'm a teetotaler. I pray every day. So for these moments, stay away from any substance. All of you, as young people, stay away. You know, nothing can help you if you're feeling low at any given time. You have to maybe be with the family, be with a loved one, and go back to what you enjoy the most as quickly as possible.
Hi, I wanted to ask, since you know this is a very collaborative field, how did you find your tribe? How did you find your tribe? Because it is very important who we work with, who we collaborate with to make our visions come to life. So I wanted to ask, how did you find your tribe? Whether they were the artisans, like the village you said, or the people you currently work with?
You know, a lot of times, I always believe like if you look at some of the interviews, Steve Jobs, you know, as a brand, that's also the real success of work is how many people get attracted towards your work. You cannot really create people out of thin air. First thing is when you are fashion house, design house, people need to genuinely love and believe in your idea. If they don't believe in a purpose, they will never go to work their soul out. So people give their heart, soul, everything to work, every embroiderer, every craftsman, every designer. That only happens when it is a shared dream. Again, this was something somebody asked me, like, what inspires you? Whatever inspires me, but this is, as a creative director, my duty to go and talk to every one of the team about the inspiration so that it becomes a common dream.
Yeah.
It becomes a shared inspiration of every person. I think that is where tribes keep working. That is what excites our whole team. Think like that, somebody who is replying to an embroidery at 2 o'clock at night, somebody like from press team is coordinating with somebody at 3 o'clock at night or 2 o'clock at night, somebody sitting in the US. I think it has to be beyond KRA, beyond their work, what excites them to be part of this, craziest group, which is this brand is. Because today, fine, this brand carries my name. Tomorrow somebody else is going to own it. It's just incidental. I happen to be founder at this stage of the brand, where brand is carrying my name. But tomorrow, this name does not belong to me. I might be, as a person, Rahul Mishra. I am not Rahul Mishra brand. I'm just a person who is just going through a journey. We've created a substantial, meaningful, purposeful brand, which might be amongst the most purposeful brand in the world today.
It is.
And we will, so the team is here. So actually this team is going to take it forward. And very honestly, I don't want to keep doing it. Maybe I want to go into farming. I want to do furniture making. I want to do even more. So I do have a lot of my personal callings also at the same time. Maybe I want to make a pizza,
Yeah. Or figure more about the lights.
yeah, which also I enjoy doing. So idea is like, you have to have a team, and team has got a blinding faith in that idea. And team will only go to a blinding faith on the idea for really long enough time. If your idea is pure enough, it's like that is something which is also purposeful, which is also is solving something in society, is bringing some joy to somebody.
So my question is, as a design student, it's easy to fall into comparison and overthink how others are performing. And did you ever experience that kind of anxiety in your journey, and how did you learn to stay focused on your own work?
So as I said, every day, we all are compared wherever you are. So, but I think deep inside and this is not just pure philosophy, deep inside keep telling yourself, everybody's journey is different. No two people are same, how two brands can be same. So just believe in that idea, keep moving. And there are always going to be doubts. Like today in the morning, I was sitting over a cup of tea with Divya. We were discussing about a few things. And sometimes we have to tell each other also. It's not about comparison. Everybody has got their own journey. Somebody might make, a lot of progress in certain areas. Somebody might fall back on the entire journey. But ultimately, again, as I said it to you, like nothing is going to last forever. So it's fine if misery, comparison, negativity, everything is going to get over in the same way. It's deeply philosophical, but at the same time very practical to keep telling yourself.
There was one question. It's more of a piece of perspective that I want to get. So with accessibility increasing every day, and insanely exceptional talent coming every single day in the creative industry, originality is almost a way to give a personal touch on something already existing. So what might be something not just on the standpoint of hard work and talent that makes you look at somebody and have you choosing them over others? What might be that 1% different element in this?
As I said, like it's not just about talent. Talent is one part.
Exactly.
I think along with talent also comes high level integrity. I think integrity is something, or human values are most important thing for us. I think none of us are doing it purely for money, what we are doing. If we were creating this brand purely for quick money, quick commerce, we would have been an e-commerce company right now and would have got a few billion-dollar valuation, or AI company operating out of our office. But it's just that, our idea is, if I just give you one example, wherever you go, we all have like Yashi and Deshiva here. So if I say we all have these moments, are we actually looking forward, go back to the studio? Do we get, when we enter the gate, do we get a natural smile rather than fake smile looking at somebody? So once you have to also answer all these things, how amazing you are feeling of being at a place. It may not be the most luxurious place. Sometimes you might be working at a super 7-star hotel, but your boss is so cribby, so bad, that makes your life hell. You don't want to go back to that place. So at Rahul Mishra, at our studio, we also have had a experience with a lot of corporates, a lot of large companies. What we try to maintain, all of us, and we try to keep correcting also each other, is creating a beautiful universe. Everybody makes mistakes, but we try not to snap at like smaller mistakes that somebody has done. Maybe sometimes if I get angry over a phone call, I'm not going to drag it beyond one phone call. I'm not satisfied. I said it, and it's over after that. I will not come back and discuss it again and again and keep pointing finger at somebody's mistake. And because I also make mistakes. So, as a team, we need to find good humans, people with high integrity. Talent and skills are fine. They have to be there, but we can also improve it. Like if I tell you, like there was one a senior designer, all her life she only made blouses. Now she's working in a team for last 4-5 years of time, and she lost confidence that she will be able to do ever anything. And she's making with me some of the most inventive clothes ever what we have made. So again, it's not about portfolio, it's not about talent. It's all about intent. It's all about being a good person, which actually matters the most to us.
So one round of applause for that, for all the love that you have for Rahul, which includes me as well. It's fantastic what you're doing, the great work that you're doing, and thank you for finding time to come here today.
This is also very encouraging to see Pearl Academy, which is AI first design institute, and there's a great deal of focus of understanding how our future lives are going to be integrated with artificial intelligence, and where a lot of companies are focusing on creating boot camps to train people to handle AI for their better use. I think future is all about whether you do have tools of AI to be able to perform better and save more time. And that is what Pearl has adopted very early on, which is a great thing.